As we can see, the blank wall is a blank wall no longer. On the weekend, the local cabinet maker who had made me this bespoke bookshelf arrived and he installed it right up around about here and down there. It's actually attached to the wall. So if someone does something weird and tries to tip it over, or if a small child visits and tries to climb, it's not going to fall on them. It's attached to the wall. Yay! And it stretches from the ceiling pretty much all the way down to the floor. Now, the thumbnail that you might have seen before watching the video shows this when it first arrived, when it was completely raw timber, raw pine. I've been shellacking it myself, so by now it's had about 10 to 20 layers of shellac. It's getting a bit of body to it. It's still very much a blonde wood, but it does have some richness, especially in the knotwork. I really love the knotwork on this shelf. I'm actually a bit sad that's going to be hidden by books. But yeah, all good. On that very top shelf, slight miscalculation on my part when I was measuring. I'm not going to be able to fit a full paperback up the top, but I do have this classic Penguin pocketbook series that I think will fit up there quite nicely, which will be good. So, as some of you will have seen, over on this side you can see my original bespoke bookshelf stretching from the ceiling down to the floor, and the piles of books around it, of course, but never mind that. So that bookshelf now contains a lot of my fiction, including my science fiction and fantasy, some literature, etc., etc. And at the moment I've got A up on the top shelf, a bit of B, C, D, etc. And then when I reached around about the N level, I realized I didn't have anywhere near enough shelves. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to do this. Sorry about all the wobbling around. I've still never figured out the techie options on Instagram sticks or whatever they're called and stuff. So what I'm thinking at the moment is to start with the A's up here, moving down perhaps all the way to the O's on this shelf. The bottom shelf is slightly higher than the other one, so any card covers and any really large sized books can go on that if their author is somewhere above it. It's worked well enough on the other shelf because most of mine are mass market paperbacks. They're the format I prefer. It's got better artwork. I enjoy reading them. They're nice to carry around. I'm going to stick with them because I enjoy them. As well as the books over there, and some of them piled up here, there and everywhere really. You can just see some of the hallway shelf out here. And out there, because until recently my books weren't organised alphabetically. They're organised by the type of book they were or the type of reading experience I got. So most of my cyberpunks were in one area. Most of my space opera here, kids' books over there. And that meant that they were scattered. So the hallway contains a lot of my mythic fiction type things. It's got all of my Charles DeLintz, some Robin McKinley, a lot of Tanith Lee, that sort of thing. And I'm going to consolidate them here into the two main shelves, which will be the fiction, and they will be A to Z, fingers crossed, if they all fit. They should all fit. I believe they will mostly fit at least. That'll leave me the larger bookshelf where I can have all my non-fiction. And what am I going to do with the corridor shelves? I've been thinking about this. There's two things that I kind of like the idea of. I've got all of the Agatha Christie's. I think they're all in plastic storage tubs at the moment. Most of mine are the 80s style publications, which I enjoy. And a couple of them are much older. So I've got an old original Penguin green cover with the title that you can't speak on YouTube because it's got a word beginning with N and I'll probably get cancelled. It's been renamed for public consumption. I've got a lot of Agatha Christie. I think I'm missing 5 of hers or something like that. So I've been thinking maybe that would do in the hall. The other thing I'm also thinking of putting in the hall is my penguins. Now, I have a lot of penguins, puffins and pelicans, most of which I've inherited from my parents. Some of them I've had for a long time. Since watching Bert Jules' channel, and it's an awesome channel, you should check it out if you haven't. He's a penguin collector, a very formidable penguin collector, or at least his collection is formidable. He looks amazing. He seems to be a really nice guy. It's made me conscious of the fact that a lot of people out there value these old books, and around here not too many people do, but that means that all those old penguins that I've never had the heart to get rid of, all of those old pelicans that I'm probably not going to read some of those books. You've got the origins of the Aztecs, you've got ceramics through the ages, you've got some really random titles that I might like, and there's a few out there that I'm definitely never going to read. But apparently these books are still of value to some people. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get them out of the storage tubs, maybe put them in the hall, or put them on the new shelf, see if they can be repaired, and slowly find out if these books are important to people. I love books. I love them as an object as well as a reading experience. If these books can go to someone who wants them and will value them and will care for them, I would far rather that than have them go to the tip in 10 or 20 years. So I'd like opinions. What do you think? Should I put all my Agatha Christie's out there on display? Should I try and consolidate my penguins onto this shelf? There's a lot of them. I haven't unpacked them all for a long time. It could end up very poorly, actually. But yes, I also will have to go through the books I've already got because they've already started overflowing their bounds ever since I alphabetized them. I've got A's and B's and piles of N's and O's scattered all over the place. I'm going to have to spend some time putting them in piles, organising them. I'm hoping I can get a friend to come and help me so it doesn't get too overwhelming. If you have alphabetized your bookshelves recently, any tips that you have got for me would be greatly appreciated because I think it's going to be a huge job. And yeah, if you've got any tips, let me know. How do you organise your bookshelves? Do you have a way, or are we just like I was for years? It's like, oh, it's a book, I like it. Oh, there's a space there, shove. That was pretty much my plan. Anyway, thank you for watching. There might be a little bit of a hiatus after this video for a few days. I'm about to go overseas. I will, of course, still be reading, but I've never successfully posted a video from my smartphone, so I don't think I'll be posting any videos about my reading until I get back. However, then I will. And I'm going to be sitting on planes for a long time. As far as I'm concerned, a plane is a perfect reading position. You're in a chair, you're comfy, people bring you food and drinks, and you don't have to do anything else. So, yay for reading on planes. And I look forward to chatting with you about this video. If you put a notice, if you try to chat with me and I don't answer immediately, once again, that's probably because I'm overseas and I'm not taking any media with me. Have a great day, read good books, organise your bookshelves or not, as the case may be. And thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching.